Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my fourth Q&A coming off of the finale of The Walking Dead Season 5 leading up to The Walking Dead Season 6. We'll be starting off with a question in this one: who would win, Morgan versus Michonne? Okay, and spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen The Walking Dead Season 5 finale. You guys know how it goes. So, yeah. So, I think this is a good topic. This is a good one to start off the video with. Not something I'll make a whole video on, but just something we can start a Q&A with. This one was submitted by WineDog2. So he says, hey, who would win in a death battle, Morgan or Michonne? So meaning in a battle to the death if they had to, you know, if shit was to hit the fan, who would win between the two of them? It's a really good question. We have lots of others as well, too, here that are really good. So keep sending me what you guys got, because at this rate, you know, I can make videos easily. It's not hard when you got awesome questions like this. So this is a tough one, man, because Michonne has established herself as one of like your really tough surviving characters, and even though she's female, when Rick wasn't looking, she knocked the hell out of him. So, she's tough, man. Really tough. I mean, let's not forget, she was the one who really did kill the governor. And granted, Lizzie did put him down, but that stab would have killed him anyway. There's no way you would survive that, especially on your own out there with zombies all over the place. That was the kill shot, so to speak. That was the final stab that was all that was needed. So in a way, she kind of saved Rick too at that point. She saved him quite a few times throughout the series and saved the others as well too. And vice versa is also true. Rick has saved her, and it's been good stuff. So obviously she's extremely tough. We got to see her fighting against other survivors. If you remember back to season 3, you had Merle. He was kind of hunting her, and with the others as well too. She's really tough. I must admit, she is really tough, and she has a killer instinct too. When they were following after her, she's like cutting guys up, go back. She like hops that out of a tree, and it's like just dicing guys to pieces. Just brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. So the question in this one becomes, Morgan and his staff against Michonne and her katana. So, man, that is really tough. Really tough. Now, if it's a death battle, we know that recently Morgan won't kill. So let's just say who would win between the two. Like, who is more skilled or who's a tougher survivor. Now, we saw Morgan. He took on 2 wolves at once, and they had the init on him. They initiated on him, and he was able to kind of figure out what was happening and put them down very easily, I would say. So let's say it's just that, and we don't have any guns involved from Morgan. Of course, if Morgan had guns, he would probably win, I would say, because I don't think Michonne would be able to sneak up on him. If you guys remember with the wolves, he told him to be still, and, the guy came out from behind, and Morgan telegraphed it completely and was able to see it coming and was able to dodge it and everything. So, oh man, that's such a tough call. And it also comes down to if you have a sword against a staff, would Michonne have enough force to be able to cut through it with a swing? A machete, it's not a weighted sword, so it's not like it's going to hack right through, but it could, break it, I would think. With enough force and 2 hands coming through, she might be able to break it. That said, I mean, from what we've seen of Morgan recently, I think I'm saying that I think Morgan would win this. I'm kind of wanting to, because I'm a big fan of Morgan, and I'm not that happy with Michonne recently and her knocking Rick out and everything. She's tough as nails, and I could see this going either way depending on whose opinion. Sword versus a staff like that. If Michonne could cut it in half, if Morgan goes to defend or something and she cuts it in half or breaks it or something with a sword, then probably, then I would think Michonne would take the rest of it. But I could also see Morgan being able to stop it, maybe if it gets stuck on the staff or something, if it came in and didn't go through it cleanly all the way, and he blocked it with it or something and it got kind of caught or something, he'd be able to disarm her and he'd be able to take her down. So I think I'm going to say Morgan with this one, but I'm biased because, like I said, how I feel about the characters when you involve that. I think Morgan probably would take this one, but like I said, it could just be me, being happier with the character right now than where Michonne is at and where they left her at in season 5. So yeah, that's what I'll say for that one. I'll go with Morgan, but I know that I'm biased. Next question. This is a pretty good one. I don't think I wrote down the name. Yeah, the name of this person. Let's see here. Let me just do a quick search. That way I can. Okay, yeah, this one was from 10 to Mars. I wanted to look up the name just to give him credit because it's a good question. He says, "Who's a bigger Walking Dead fan, you or Chris Hardwick?" So I think that's a really fun question. Me or Chris Hardwick? I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's the bigger fan. Obviously, as I said before, I'm biased with the Morgan and Michonne question. I'm even more with questions about myself versus someone else as a bigger fan. I don't know. I don't know who's the bigger fan. I haven't seen Hardwick's Walking Dead collection or his. I don't know too much about how much he actually watches the episodes. I mean, obviously he has to know his stuff because he's doing Talking Dead, so you have millions of people watching, and if he doesn't know something or he makes a mistake, then it could be bad. So I'm sure he watches every episode probably maybe 2 or 3 times. I've seen a lot of the earlier stuff, sometimes 5, 6 times over the years. I really have, because I usually watch every episode, 2, 3 times. The comic book series, I read that over at least twice every single one. I do the reviews, and then I read them over afterwards just for fun because it's my favorite series. So I don't know, because I don't know how to compare it to him and how much he, but then again, he's dedicated his whole life to Talking Dead and some of the other stuff that he does with Nerdist and all that. So I'm sure he's a pretty big fan, but I can't really answer that. I do think it's a good question, though. You guys can talk about it in the comments below. I don't know too much about him personally in terms of what he does for the show and or just as a fan. I know what he does in terms of Talking Dead and in that capacity, but what kind of a fan is he? That I don't know. We can see the professional side of him, but we don't get to see kind of the personal side and how much he loves The Walking Dead aside from his work. So with me, it's like The Walking Dead, is my work with regards to the channel, at least with a lot of it, and even the collectibles and stuff like that in the comic books. So I review it all with the channel. So it's combined as well too. But I really do love this. Even if I didn't have a YouTube channel like this, I collect Walking Dead even just because I love it. I even collect Marvel and DC stuff too sometimes, depending. So, by the way, I got a new poster back there. It's the blue one, so you guys might not be able to see it. It's pretty cool. It's got Walking Dead at the bottom. It's pretty artistic and stuff. I don't know how well you can see that there, but it's pretty cool. But maybe I'd say him. But I don't know how big of a fan he is. So anyway, there's my answer for that one. Next one's from afrobeatsam, and he says, "Hey Trev, Q&A. Do you think the wolves are low on ammo since the guy with the gun who was pointing at Morgan had no bullets left in it? It seems that they are using only knives now." Okay, so here's what I think about that. A bullet in a zombie apocalypse when you're totally out of supplies and everything is very valuable. If you have no food and stuff, yeah, you might trade a bullet. You might have to kill somebody or kill a few people to get their stuff. But the wolves obviously have an OCD about stuff. They don't want to. They want to take everything somebody has, including that person. So they don't want to use a bullet and have to shoot somebody in order to get their stuff because of this OCD. This is the psychology behind it, I would say, is that even if they could have ammo somewhere, but they don't want to use it because they've got that OCD thing going on that they want to, scavenge everything, keep everything, lose nothing. So using a knife, if you kill someone with a knife, you haven't lost anything. You just kill them. That's it. If you shoot them with a gun, you're losing your bullets. And slowly but surely, over the months and years, you're going to run out of ammo entirely unless you find more, right? So I think that's kind of the idea behind it. They may not have anything. We'll have to see season 6 what they've got. Hopefully they'll show us, but off the bat so far, we can't say that they have any more. Maybe they have some at their booby trap location in the back or something. I don't know. But they definitely, even if they did have it, I could see them not bringing it because they're so crazy about keeping everything, even people, as zombie pets, so to speak. Which is a cool kind of twist for the TV series. I do like that. Next one is from Jaywhitcroft, and he says, "Great videos. I think the mattresses in the truck were to muffle the sound of the zombies inside." That's a great point, because when I was doing my review, I was like, "Oh, they're cushioning the zombies so they don't run into the walls and stuff." That makes a lot of sense. If they put the mattresses there, it would muffle the sound of the zombies inside, so that people on the outside might not be able to hear them. In which case, with Daryl and Aaron, they didn't hear them, and neither did we, from our perspective of seeing them in the show. So good point. I wanted to add that in there as well, kind of like a comment. Next one's from Trevin Peters, and he says, "Hey Trev, Q&A. Love your vids. Why was Nicholas leaving Alexandria? Was it to try to lure Glenn out, or could he possibly be affiliated with the Wolves?" From what we've seen so far, I kind of talked about this one prior, is that it doesn't seem like the Wolves knew about Alexandria prior to seeing those pictures. So I don't think either Nicholas or Enid or anybody else in Alexandria is affiliated with them in any way. I think that he was saying he didn't belong there or something like that. So maybe Nicholas had just decided he was going to leave, but he climbed over the wall in a spot where Glenn was looking. So he could have climbed over any position. It could have been behind any other house. He climbed over it right where Glenn was looking. He did bring a gun with him, and he waited for him. So it seemed like he kind of baited out. He ran out, and then he was ready for him. After Glenn started, following him, he shoots him basically, right? So it seems to me more like he lured him out. But that said, maybe he was just kind of confused and he just wanted to leave, and he was looking to see if Glenn was looking, and he thought Glenn wasn't looking. So I don't know. That's tough. Also write in the comments below what you guys think about that one. That's arguable one way or another. But you would think, now Nicholas is dumb, but you would think he would climb behind a house so that it was out of the viewpoint of anybody. Nobody would see it unless he was baiting him over, which he might have been. Yeah. Now, we'll do a couple more. Next one's from Rossbug09. And here she says, video idea, rank all 68 episodes we've had so far. Start with maybe your worst 8, then do 10 a day, counting down to the top 10. Okay, so this was before I did the top 10, best episodes, but he wants to see ranking of the others. Dude, that would be so hard to do, because even the top 10 is extremely difficult for me to actually rank and do, because you have to break down, what happens in the episodes, right? Compare it to the other episodes. Compare, how it plays out and how well it's done and what we get to see, the acting and everything. And, then when you compare that to the others, it's hard to say, like, which episode would be better. Is try better than, spend? And you have to kind of think of, like, why would it be? You get some deaths in spend and that, and it was super exciting and all that, so maybe that should be there. But then in try, you get the ending. So you have to kind of rate what you thought was more impactful and what you thought was a better episode. But it's really hard. And 68 of them, like all of them, ranking them in an order. I mean, I could do it, but it would be really hard to say. And you could think of reasons why one versus another should be on there. So that's just a lot, 68 episodes. So I won't go to that extreme. But I did the top 10 for you, so hopefully you like that. We'll do one more. This one's from Eddie, Texas, and he says, "Hey, Trev, great work. Thank you for all you did this season. I loved it." Well, you're welcome, man. I hope you guys, and I've talked about this before in Q&As, I do hope you guys like the videos. Somebody sent me a message saying that the Q&As are their favorite type of video. And I was like, wow, really? That's cool, man, because with me, it's kind of like something extra I do that I've only started doing the last, I think 2 seasons or 3 years or so, 2 or 3 years. I used to do them once in a while, and I decided I'm going to do them more often. And, it's cool that you guys do like that, because otherwise, I would be a lot of channels that just do a review, and that's it. They just do a review and they're done. For me, I try to get more in depth than that. I try to talk about, predictions and news and all these things were kind of ideas I added on afterwards, just so we could kind of hang out and talk about Dead more, which is the whole idea, because I love it. I love the series so much. Love hanging out with you guys talking about this stuff. I'm glad some of you do like these videos as well. And definitely let me know if you like it, or if you've got another idea for something else I can do. I think the worst thing is if I don't do anything. If I don't do anything at all, that it means that, the days are passing and I'm not releasing any videos at all for you guys. I feel like I'm kind of letting you guys down. So that's why I try to do it as much as I can. Even if I don't have that many good ideas, doing something probably better than nothing, unless it's something really bad or something, which I try not to do. Okay, so you're welcome, man. So he says, discussion topic for you. Lenny James, the Talking Dead, said that something happened to Morgan to lead him to change from being the crazy killer we saw in Season 3 to his current mindset. What do you think that might be? Man, that is really tough to say. I hope we get to see it in season 6. I hope we, get to see like a flashback episode for him or something from him, maybe an intro. Remember how they did the Bob one where we had the Bob intro and it showed him being alone and just kind of like wandering around, just being alone. I hope we get to see something like that from, Morgan, Lenny James, of him maybe leaving the clear spot. Remember the spot in King County where he was staying? Maybe like an intro where he decides he's going to leave now. Like he's sitting there and he's like, gotta, maybe in his craziness, it's like, this can't be all it is or something. Just talking to himself and deciding, you know what, I'm just going to go. I got to find Rick. I got to do something. This is no life. This is no living. Something like that. And then maybe along the way he met somebody and he saved people, or he did something and he realized that this is, life is precious and that everybody should be together against the dead, which is a thought that, Rick and some of the others I think might have had earlier on until they met the governor and characters like this, when they realized that because of scarcity, people are killing each other for resources and for themselves to be able to survive, every man for themselves, rather than, banding together against the zombies. Everybody's, forming these groups, joining together, and then killing other groups and stuff. So you get this interesting kind of war psychology. So what do I think? I think, obviously, after Clear, he must have decided he needed to leave because he's just sitting there. He's just surviving. He's not doing anything, Must have gone after Rick, must have met some people on the way, or decided at some point that it's worth it to survive. Maybe help some people out, save them or something, or did something like that, and realized that it's worth it for him to keep fighting. Yeah, so that's it for this one, guys. I'll call it here for this Q&A. Keep sending me your questions. Keep sending me what you got, and I'll keep doing as many videos as I can for you guys. It won't be, like I said, this summer. Not going to be every single day, but as often as I can. And like I said, doing something with you guys is better than nothing, I think. Even though, sometimes during the summer we do run out of stuff, and sometimes I get behind. It's hard for me to always do them every single day, but I try to do my best almost every day. Anyway, that's it for this one for you guys. If you liked it, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, please favorite it. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left, you can get these videos almost daily. Go ahead and subscribe. That's it for today's, guys. Probably see you tomorrow. As always, it's Trev. Saying peace.